3, 2, 1, action.
Kale would often entertain the children by transforming into various animals, each one sparking their imaginations.
We heard rumors
One
that
night,
there's
he transformed into a playful dolphin, splashing in a nearby pond while the children squealed with delight. "Can you be a dragon next, Daddy?" one of them begged, eyes wide with wonder.
My mummies and my aunties didn't know there was a world under.
And the children cheered in agreement.
You know how my
The evenings were filled with
dad
warmth
and my
and love,
mum
a tapestry
and
of
my
memories
aunties
woven
and
together
my
as they grew as a family.
you know,
But as
originally
their love
from,
flourished,
yeah,
Kale often
they
found
didn't
himself
even
grappling
know
with the
there
weight
was
of his
another world
abilities.
underneath here.
He had lived
Until
for
now.
centuries, witnessing the world change around him,
But
and sometimes he
way,
felt the burden of his
I'm in
immortality.
this world.
One night, as they lay beneath the stars, he opened up to Alara. "I fear that one day, I will lose you," he confessed, his voice thick with emotion. "I've seen so many I love fade away while I remain unchanged." Alara turned to him, cupping his face in her hands. "You're not alone anymore, Kale. We're a family, and we'll face whatever comes together," she reassured him.
By the crib. Oh, and I got new powers as well. Well, some new powers. Some the same, some new. Just to read area, gaming, you know, chill, arcade, books, bedrooms, my room, area, more books. Another area and lights, gaming, balcony, as you can tell, a piano, and then down here we have the lounge room, the kitchen, the table, that's all. So yeah. Let's go to up here now, on this balcony. Let's play again.
Her heart aching at the thought of his pain. "I love you, and that love will never fade." With each passing day, Alara and Kale's bond deepened further, and they faced the challenges of life together. Kale's fears began to diminish, knowing he had Alara and their children to ground him. Together, they crafted a life rich with love, laughter, and adventure, filled with moments that would last a lifetime. As their children grew, they became more curious about their father's unique abilities. One day, they all gathered in the meadow for a family outing. Alara watched with delight as Kale transformed into various creatures for their amusement.
To do it right?
Yeah, that's neat. Thank you.
You're welcome, baby. Well, see ya.
See ya.
Press play again.
He became a swift fox, darting through the tall grass, and a wise old owl perched in a nearby tree, calling down to his children to listen closely to the whispers of the wind. "Daddy, can you show us how to transform?" their eldest, Mira, asked, her eyes wide with excitement. Kale smiled warmly. "It takes practice, my little ones. But I will show you." He knelt beside them, explaining the intricacies of shape-shifting, the importance of focus and intention. Alara felt a swell of pride as she watched their children imitate their father, trying to morph into tiny creatures, giggling when they stumbled and fell over in the grass. As evening approached, the family gathered around the fire, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories. Alara leaned against Kale, feeling the warmth radiating from him, and glanced up at the star-studded sky. "Do you remember our first night together?" she asked, a nostalgic smile gracing her lips. "How could I forget?" Kale chuckled softly. "You were mesmerized when I turned into that phoenix. And you made me feel alive," she added, her eyes sparkling with affection. "I still want to make you feel that way," Kale replied, leaning in closer, brushing his lips against hers in a tender kiss. The warmth of their love enveloped them like a cocoon, a promise of the bond they shared. As the stars twinkled above, they enjoyed the simple pleasures of life, their laughter mixing with the gentle sounds of nature. But as the nights grew colder, and the seasons changed, Ilara noticed Kale becoming more introspective. He often gazed out at the horizon, lost in thought, as if pondering the weight of time. One fateful night, as the air turned crisp and the moons hung low in the sky, Ilara decided to confront Kale about his lingering fears. They sat together in the garden, surrounded by the soft glow of luminescent flowers. "Kale," she began gently, "you've been distant lately. What's on your mind?" He sighed deeply, running a hand through his hair. "I've been thinking about our future, and what it means for us. I love you and our children more than anything, but the truth is, I will always outlive you. It terrifies me." Ilara took his hand, intertwining her fingers with his. "We're building a legacy together, Kale. Our love, our family, they'll be a part of this world long after we're gone. And I don't fear the future because I know we will face it together." Kale looked into her eyes, and she could see the vulnerability behind his strength. "Promise me you'll always remember that," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "I promise," she replied, leaning in to kiss him softly. The weight of his fears seemed to lighten, if only for a moment, as they found solace in each other. As weeks turned into months, the seasons shifted once again, bringing warmth and the promise of new adventures. One sunny afternoon, Ilara organized a family picnic by the sparkling Lake Seraphine, a hidden gem surrounded by vibrant wildflowers. They spread out a large blanket and filled it with delicious treats, fruits, pastries, and sweet delicacies from the marketplace. Kale, feeling playful, transformed into a majestic swan, gliding gracefully across the lake while the children squealed in delight. Ilara watched, her heart swelling with love as they all joined him on the shore, splashing water at him and laughing uncontrollably. "Come on, Mama. Join us." Mira called, her face lit up with joy. With a mischievous grin, Ilara waded into the water, feeling the coolness envelop her. "All right, but only if you promise not to splash me." The laughter echoed across the lake as Kale shifted back into his human form, joining them in the water. They spent hours playing and swimming, the sun casting a golden glow over the scene, each moment solidifying their bond as a family. As the day turned to dusk, they gathered around the blanket, sharing stories and watching the sky turn shades of orange and pink. Later that evening, as the stars began to twinkle, Ilara and Kale stole a quiet moment away from the children. They found a secluded spot beneath an ancient tree, its branches providing a natural canopy. "Ilara," Kale said, looking deep into her eyes, "I've been thinking about how we can embrace the future together. Perhaps it's time for me to teach our children more about their abilities. They deserve to know all that comes with being a shapeshifter." Ilara smiled, feeling a rush of excitement. "I think that's a wonderful idea."